Okay, if you're trying to build credit, you are in luck with the account we're going to be talking about today. This is something that has absolutely no credit check, and it will help you build credit while you are trying to, improve your score and add some positive history to your credit. As you can see here, they state that on average, customers with credit scores under 600 increase their credit scores by 58 points with consistent on-time payments. So that gives you an idea of how good it is on that spectrum. And then you also have the fact that they don't have any administrative fees, annual fees, late fees, maximum APR 0%, annual finance charge 0%. We're going to look at a few more details about this account, and then at the end I'm going to show you how to best use this account to benefit in your credit score. And also, if we scroll up here, we can get an idea of what people are getting. You see, in as little as 2 months, my credit score went from 545 to almost 600. Now that's pretty good. In the middle of getting my first car loan, because my credit went from 0 to 596 in one payment. Okay, that's a big difference. You can see here I started with no credit score at all, and within 1 month you guys got it up to 620. So it has been making a big difference in a lot of people's lives, as we can see here from their reviews. Now let's go ahead and just to show you no credit pull required here, 0% interest, so that you can just see that they don't pull your credit at all to try to help you build credit. You can see here just how easy their process is as far as setup goes. A quick application, they set up your credit account and report a $750 credit limit to your credit report, just like a credit card. It helps you build credit history while you're making those payments, and you can watch your credit grow from there. Now, coming back over here to the cost, just so that you can understand what that is. One thing that they do have, even though they don't have all these fees, is what they call a membership fee. So they will add $60 to your balance on your $750 credit limit, and making payments of $5 a month on that for the next 12 months will allow you to build up a payment history of paying something on time for 12 months at only $5 a month. So that's really not a lot to be paying to be building up credit history. Not to mention, they report those on-time payments to Kickoff and Experian, so you will definitely be able to build up credit history on at least 2 of the 3 bureaus, which is good if you're trying to get a house or get numerous other things. Of course, it won't help if you're trying to build credit on TransUnion because you're trying to apply somewhere that checks TransUnion, but most places check Kickoff and Experian. And Kickoff, which is the name of the company, they do actually have a credit builder loan that does report to TransUnion and Kickoff, I believe. If you want to try out Kickoff, they are down in the description, so check the link out and go ahead and apply for it yourself. But let's go further into a few more details about this account. And also, don't forget that at the end I'm going to show you how to use this account to best build up your credit. Now, one thing they do to help you to not go into debt with credit cards, which is something that usually people are scared of, and that's why they stay away from revolving accounts, because they don't want to get themselves in trouble. They do something to make it to where you're not going to put yourself into debt by using this account. And what they do is they limit where you can actually make purchases at. So you are able to use the Kickoff credit account to finance the purchase of goods and services from Kickoff. So they do have a store that you can use to actually make purchases. You can't use this for things like gas and groceries. You won't actually get a physical card that you can use in person. And again, this is to help you to actually be able to build the credit without going into debt. So they keep it to where if you're just paying that membership fee, you're only paying $5 a month, and you protect yourself from hurting yourself, especially if you are a person that is kind of trigger happy when you do have credit cards. This is something that can help you maintain while you're trying to rebuild. And I know a lot of people want those accounts to be able to spend everywhere, but trust me, for a lot of you guys, this is something that's going to actually help you. And then you can get to the point where you can get those credit cards that you want to use, that you get points for, groceries and gas and travel and stuff like that. This is just something that you use in the beginning stages to get you to a good place so that you can get the things that you actually want to get. Now, Kickoff isn't in every state, so it's important to know what states it is in so that you can actually, apply for this. They are currently not in Delaware and Indiana, so that's just 2 places that you wouldn't be able to apply. So, I'm sorry, Delaware, Indiana, you wouldn't be able to get this account, but everybody else, you're good to go. And it's important to note that even though they don't do a credit check to approve you for this, they do have to verify your identity. So you do have to be over 18, and of course you do have to live in the United States for this particular account. So if you are trying to, get something to use to start building your credit, and your credit is not at a place where you could afford to do a credit check right now, do check out Kickoff. All you have to do is click the link in the description or in the first comment and put in your email here to get started with that process. Now, I did tell you I was going to give you guys some ideas of something that you can do to actually, the way that you can use this account to actually build credit. Now, the first thing I want to mention to you is that you definitely want to make sure that you are keeping the utilization low on this card. Anytime you have a credit card, what you have to do is keep the utilization low on that card. You can't just max it out and then expect your credit to be good, because the more you use of your credit limit, that means the more your score is going to actually drop. So ideally, you want to keep your utilization under 10%, but at the max, you don't want to go past 30% of your credit limit, because that will more significantly start dropping your score. Now, with a line of credit like this with a $750 limit, you definitely need to stay outside of 30% or stay within 30%. You don't want to spend more than $225. So when you're actually doing things with their Kickoff store, then you don't want to spend more than that. So ideally, paying the membership fee is the part that will help keep you at a low monthly cost and keep you at a low overall debt, $60 total for the year, and you can pay that off at whatever time you want to. Of course, it's good to go ahead and continue to make those payments on it so you can build that payment history. Especially for those of you that have zero credit history, by paying this on time for at least 6 to 7 months, that will give you a credit score, because a lot of people who don't have any credit established at all, have never used credit at all, you have to use credit for like 7 months before you actually see a credit score in a FICO credit scoring model. And it's really 6 months. I say 7 just to give it a month to report, because a lot of times reporting can be about a month behind. Now, of course, that is the major thing you need to do. Keep the utilization low. Make sure that you're paying on time. And because they already limit what you can use this account for, it will keep you from going into debt by spending money on a whole bunch of crazy things that you may not really need at the time. And other than that, keeping accounts open as long as possible, which is something that you can only do with revolving accounts, because loans close eventually. And with this account, it actually doesn't expire within a certain time frame, so it can stay open. So just using it that initial way, getting it, using the membership fee, paying that off within 12 months or even 7 months, then you would be in a good place to build up credit and have something to establish yourself to where you can actually get approved for some of those accounts that you actually want to get. Now, also, let's keep in mind that if you do have bad credit, building credit alone isn't something that's going to help you overall with credit. If you have late payments, if you have charge-offs, if you have collections, those things will still tremendously slow down your growth. For example, if you didn't have those negative accounts and you got an account like this, you might get that 58 points, right? But if you have late payments, collections, charge-offs, instead of getting the 58 points, and again, this is just like for example's sake, instead of getting that 58 points, because of those negative things, you might only see maybe 20 points or maybe 15 points come, because those negative things are still slowing the growth that you should be seeing. Even on your monthly progression, after using it, you might supposed to be seeing a progression of like maybe 20 points a month or 15 points a month, but you might see 2 points a month or 1 point a month, just because you haven't done anything with those negative things. Building credit does not override negative accounts. It just helps you with a part of the puzzle that all goes into your credit score. So if you're still having issues with your credit, I do have some DIY options, and you can also hire us to work on your credit for you. You can check out a link for that down in the description if you need that help. Or I also have a bunch of free information on the channel to teach you everything that you need to know about working on your credit. And I'm going to go ahead and send you over to one of those videos so you can get some more information on doing just that. And I thank you for sticking around to the end. If you enjoyed this video, my name is Will Frazier. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you'll be notified anytime I drop new videos just like this.